Hey guys, so now that the game has been around for a while and the first balance changes have been kicked in, we can finally go ahead and make a proper tier list for the release version of the game. Now, I'm not gonna make a tier list based on damage, etc., because the meta for infinites and meta for stories and challenges and all that stuff is obviously different. Instead, since the new game is brand new and people are always asking the same damn question, what should I summon for, we are gonna make a tier list based on what order you should go for summoning units, which ones are the ones that you should focus on primarily, etc. So let's go ahead and jump into the tier list. Let me just switch my screen orientation real quick. Okay, that should work. So as you guys can see right now, this is going to be the tiers. We have named them such as top priority, must go for, great to have, niche, only if you finish the game, and who cares. So we are gonna start the game, the tier list, with Saitama, the first unit. Now, Saitama is honestly slightly underwhelming. I was expecting more from Saitama, but Saitama is getting an EVO again, and it's probably gonna be the next weekend. So he's still a great unit, don't get me wrong, he's still a great unit the way he is right now, but he's not a top priority unit, so we're gonna place him in must go for, I guess. Next up, we have Adult Gon. Now, Gon originally was really bad. It was kind of shit, but he did get buffed yesterday. He actually does pretty good damage right now. He's a hybrid unit like Saitama. He's not fully AoE, but he has a really huge circular AoE. And the reason why Gon is actually good is because he does put a debuff on the enemies, which I think it's called Cripple, not sure what the name of the debuff is, but he debuffs enemies to take 15% more damage. So as you can tell, he's gonna be meta for Infinite, and he's gonna be an important unit. He's a very high cost unit, so he's only good for Infinite, he's not useful for story, so we're just gonna dump him here and must go for because he's a meta Infinite unit. Next up, we have Flame Alchemist. So this guy, meta burn unit, the best burn unit in the game right now. Obviously, since Itachi is only a mythical, this guy is really good. So we are gonna place him in top priority. Actually, I wouldn't say he is top priority, but I would say he's the first unit that you must go for once you're done with the top priority tier. So I think he just takes the must go for spot. So yeah, we'll just dump him in there. Next up, we have Oshi, aka Star Idol. Now, if you guys have played Anime World Tower Defense, the unit is exactly the same. It farms money. It's not the best money unit in the game. The best money unit in the game would be Speedwagon, but Idol is a range buffer and a damage buffer. Currently, the damage buff does not work in the game, so she only buffs range at the moment, but she's also a farm unit and a buffer, so she's obviously top priority. You need Idol, she's gonna be a meta unit that you will always use. And yeah, that's the first unit in the top priority panel. Next up, we have Guts. Guts is the strongest unit in the game right now. Absurd amounts of damage, bleed, very high range. Wait, let me see. Do I have actually enough money to evo him? I guess we can just see. So you see, Guts starts like a con AoE like this, and once you actually evo him, the guy is like full AoE at 46 range. All seeing does actually give me pretty substantial range, but you get the point. Full AoE unit with bleed. He is the best damaging unit in the game right now, so we're gonna comfortably put him at the top of the top priority tier, no questions asked. Next up, we have Whitebeard. Whitebeard, honestly guys, people are saying that he's good. He is good, don't get me wrong, but I'm debating whether to put him on only if you finish the game or great to have. He's not a bad unit, he's a hybrid unit, but he's not amazing either. Okay, what if we just like switch the tiers? So we do it like this, and then we do it like this, so the niche units. So I'm just gonna put him here. He's decent. If you have Whitebeard, he's a good unit, don't get me wrong. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Nothing too crazy about him. Next up, we have Satoru Gojo. So Gojo right now is a stun unit. I believe he's the only stun unit as a stun. We do have electric stun, which comes from Zenitsu, but the pure stun, I think he's the only pure stun unit, unless there's any rare units in the game that actually stun that I'm not aware of, or any legendaries. But yeah, so Gojo is gonna get an evolve this weekend, on the update this weekend. It has been confirmed, but as of right now, he's just a great to have unit. But since he's getting his evolution, you might want to bump him up here. By the time you guys might watch this video, in 1 or 2 days, we might have the update. So you might just want to go for that Gojo Evo. So it will probably be meta unit after his evolution. So yeah, I think we're just gonna place him at the bottom of Moscow tier. But as of right now, he's somewhere on this like great to have tier. Next up, we have Ryomen Sukuna, the king of curses himself. So Sukuna is the only unit that is available in the game right now, and once evolved is a freaking beast. I will show you guys how good he is actually soon as we have a little bit more money. But as of right now, just keep in mind that Sukuna is a freaking beast, and besides that, he's insane for story mode. If you get story mode, if you get Sukuna, you will breeze through story mode. I would say he is a top priority easily. He's also a mythical unit, so he's fairly easy to get. And yeah, that is a great unit, both his non-Evo and his Evo version. His Evo version is the only version that has nuke in the game, so that's great. Next up, we have Yami, aka Dark Captain from Black Clover. He is also going up here in the top priority aspect, and the reason why we put him up here, and I put him on the second spot in top priority as well, is because of the fact that he is your unit that clears stories. He can solo story mode. If you guys are brand new to the game, you probably don't know this, but the way to grind emeralds right now, you want to complete Namek Act 1 on Nightmare difficulty, and Yami is essentially the unit that does solo that. You just drop 1 or 2 of them down and they can solo the level. So yeah, that's pretty much how good the unit is. He's not really a unit that is insane damage-wise, but he does enough damage, and his upgrades are pretty cheap, so they will carry you through the story and while you are farming as well. So he's great, and he's also a slow unit, which is going to be meta for infinite, as there's not too many slow units in the game right now. So easily deserving the spot in the top priority tier. Next up, we have Itachi. So Itachi is a burn unit. I'm not going to put him here only if you finish the game. I'm going to put him on niche because he does have the niche that he's an extremely strong placement unit. So the moment you place him, he is really strong early on, which does help a lot with clearing stories and levels. So I'm just gonna put him down here in the niche. But he's somewhere between those two tiers. Nothing too crazy. Since Flame Alchemist exists in the game, he is basically a better version of Itachi. But yeah, Itachi has very good placement stats, so that's his niche. He's really good, and that's about it. Now, Yamamoto, again, another unit that is not really that great. He did get buffed, and to be honest with you guys, I don't know how much he got buffed, but it's safe to say that he's the worst mythical unit in the game right now, so we're just gonna tap him here. He's a burn unit as well, just like Itachi and Flame Alchemist, but that's about it. Not too much to say. Line AoE burn unit. And lastly, for the last mythic unit, we have Speedguard. So Speedguard is great to have unit. He is the best money unit in the game as of right now. Best money unit in the game. And yeah, that's about it. He doesn't do anything else. He does make more money than Oshi, but he doesn't have the buffs. That's why he's not so high in the tier list like Oshi, and that's about it. Next up, we have Zenitsu. I mentioned him earlier. He does have the electrocute stun, so he's a niche unit. He's pretty okay to have for infinite. And the next one is gonna be Luffy. Luffy is also a niche unit, and I would actually put him probably at the top of the category. So Luffy is another unit that CCs, and he's currently bugged in the game. So if Luffy hits a boss as soon as he spawns in the base, he might actually get stuck. Like you probably guys have heard about like bosses getting stuck and not moving. Well, that's exactly what Luffy does. He's the guy that bugs, and he's a great unit overall. Also pretty good unit to like start out with stories and stuff if you don't get something better. And that's about it. Now, I did have Riku here as well. Riku is a freeze unit, so I'll just put her in the niche as well. She's pretty nice. One unit that is not in this tier list and that I would like to mention is Asta, the rare version. There is a rare version of Asta, which is I think it's a stun unit, not a slow unit. But she hits air as well, so she's the only air stun hitter unit. Very great, and she's definitely in the niche category as well. We don't have it here. Now, the rest of them, guys, honestly, Pride Knight is it's a money unit for starters. Like, but honestly, who the hell cares? And those units, I'm just gonna dump them in here. Now, Don't get me wrong, Goku is a really good unit to do the story with, but besides that, he doesn't really do anything. Same for Vegeta and same for Uro. And Grimjo is currently bugged. People are thinking that Grimjo is bugged because he does not hit air, because they say he's hybrid, but he doesn't hit air. That is an error in the tooltip. He is actually supposed to be a ground unit. That is confirmed by Shock. And yeah, that should pretty much just wrap up the tier list. Let me just switch back to the tier list once again for a second, so you guys can have a look. And that's how the tier list looks. Okay, let's do save. Download image. Okay, great. So yeah, that should be pretty much it for the tier list, guys. If you have any questions or if you have any objections, let me know down below in the comments, and I'll catch you guys on the next piece.